Well, good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today we have a beer from Ottawa that was sent to me by Brian out of Niagara Falls. This is from Beyond the Pale. And yeah, it is 5.3% alcohol by volume. This is Breaking Bitter. Breaking Bitter. And look, it has the Breaking Bad logo and all that. 38 IBU. It's an English style bitter at 5.2% alcohol. It would be an ESB at that percentage. We really should open up the Untapped and see what we have going on there. It is almost 1 in the morning. That's where we're sitting at here. Almost 1 in the morning, people, because I am just such a lover of everything. Okay, Breaking Bitter. So extra special / strong. Because with a bitter, you're going to get a different name by your ABV. Your ABV decides if it's just an ordinary bitter, a extra bitter, an extra special bitter, all that stuff. It all comes from the ABV. It's just like Schilling's beers, right? The more Schillings it was, and you can get I don't know if you could still get it now, but you used to be able to get like the 80 Schillings from which English brewery sent 80 Schillings over here? Wasn't it Newmarket? Was it Newmarket's 80 Schillings? I can't remember, but your Schillings would be how much you pay for the beer, and the higher the Schillings, the higher the ABV is the way they used to play that game. Whether or not it's still the same way now, not necessarily true, but so Beyond the Pale is a brew pub in Ottawa, Ontario. And again, 8 of my friends have had this and gave it a 3.93 out of 5 overall. 1.15 thousand people have untapped this on Untapped and have given it a 3.69 out of 5 overall. No information on here other than it's an extra special bitter. What do we have? Nice and bitter, 3.7. A bitter shouldn't really be all that bitter. Nice, nothing. Just looking, okay, Kamal is the one that said nice and bitter. Okay, great. You're supposed to be the biggest beer nerd out there, man. You're supposed to be like, I know everything about everything. So why are you giving it such a high rating when you are drinking a really bitter? Just curiosity sake here. Then Matthew B at Barvolo. Then we have Jen H giving it a 4, and she had this back in February of 2020. Wow, I didn't realize how old this beer was because I had never had it or heard of it. Patrick S had it in 2018. Holy shit. Again, I did not realize how old this was because I had never heard of it. And the can art looks like it's the exact same, except everything's in gold instead of white up here and yellow down here. It's like gold and gold. So, yeah. Craig M had it in 2015. Then April Tabot had it in February of 2014. This beer's 10 years old and I'm just hearing about it now. This is how sad this is, man. I have tapped in so many beers in my life. And some beers from breweries that I have personally been to, I have not had in for... And I was about to say, Beyond the Pale's been around for 10 years? I can't believe that. And then I thought about the fact that I've been out of commission for over 5 years. Like 2019 was like my last time of being around to really get things. Like every once in a while I would come out on vacation and I would order a shit ton of beer And some breweries would send me beer, and some of my friends would send me beer, and I would get as much beer into my in-laws' place as I could for my visit. And that was, sorry, I'm just looking at a very yellow smoke detector that I've never noticed. It's a good thing I put my own smoke detector up over there. That one's coming down. That is very yellow. And where was I going with that? It's more yellow than the writing on this can. What the fuck? So what I was going to say there is, I forget, first off, how long some of this stuff has had to be around, because it was around for 3 or 4 years before I went to the Arctic. Yeah, it's been around for like 10 years. And I forget that stuff. I do, and I forget that there's stuff that, like, if this was an older beer, I would have expected to have come out at that point in time, but Breaking Bad was already done, and obviously it's a Breaking Bad thing here. And because of that, I guess I should have realized its age, but I didn't. I was like, Breaking Bad fan. Awesome. And I mean, it's still awesome, but... Okay, so that's almost like a burnt orange and slightly off-white, frothy head. Little tiny bit of snap, crackle, pop sent from the jar. Not much. On top of that, Kamal only having it now, like recently. What the fuck? Well, not recently. It was in like the last 4 years. You were always on top of. You would travel to every brewery to be there for every release. Fuck. The things I would do if I had enough money for that. Pay off my house. Copper coin. Copper coin. Slightly sulfuric, as if they made hard water for this. Copper coin, slightly sulfuric. Molasses. And a biscuitiness. I really do like the way that smells. That smells right on par to where it should be. So, let's drink it. Cheers. Oh, that's so nice and bitter. Oh, yeah. Oh, so nice and bitter. Ooh, nice and bitter. Does it have bitterness to it? Yes, but is that really what, because it's a bitter? No, that's because they made it very English-esque. And English hops aren't really known for flavor. I mean, you get your East Kent Goldings and stuff like that, but I personally pick up bitterness from stuff like that more than I pick up flavor per se. There's a caramel note on the forefront. There's a little bit of a biscuitiness up the forefront. The back end just has a nonchalant bitterness mixed with a kind of muddiness, again, English-esque, like mud pies, all that type of stuff. And then a coppery flavor, like you're sucking on a penny or something like that. Some of you might be too young to remember what a penny would taste like, because, you know, you're young and you didn't have pennies, because they already get rid of them before you would have been at the age that you may or may not have put a penny in your mouth. Maybe I did put a penny in my mouth because I'm an idiot. Maybe I haven't. Who fucking knows? Only I know. You can make your assumptions, but you don't know for sure. So 5.3% alcohol means you could still have 4 beer. As the legend from Hamilton talked about, I'd have 4 beer. I could have 5 beer. What are you doing telling me I can only drink 2 beers a week? I could have 5 beers. You can't have only 2 beers a week in this country. You can't handle the tooth. Okay? I've watched his interview like 15 times today. Excuse me. What did you buy today? 6 Busch Light, 6 Bud Light, and I love them. Tall boys. Oh, tall boys? Yeah. What do you think of this? Well, the next question was, how many beers do you have in a day? What day? And he's like, I get off work, I'll have a couple, weekend, probably 5 beer, 6 beer, something like that. How many do you think you should have? And then they told him 2 beers a week, and he went off, and he's like, I think 4 beer a day is okay. I'd have 6, but I think 4 beer a day is okay. And kind of smiled. Like, yeah, I get it. I do. It's good beer. I'd make it one of my 2 beers a week. I didn't mean to jump, but that notification sound is usually my security camera. It wasn't this time, but that's usually my security camera sound. I like it. It's a good beer. Breaking Bitter. Very good ESB. Coppery, earthy, caramelly, muddy. Pretty much what it should be. It's English. It's an English beer, and it comes off as an English beer. And you can't ask for more. Out of 10 on that. You know what? I'll go with a 7.5. I would buy that again. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you, guys. Mwah. Bye-bye.